And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Whether you're catching this live and in the moment, or catching the replay in the future, or if you're just simply listening podcast style, I appreciate you guys. This is the Beard Topics random live stream that takes pride in being live on random days, random times. I am currently live every Monday and Thursday, including tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. But these are on entirely random days, entirely random times, because it's how it fits the schedule, to be entirely transparent. But also, we have the ability to reach different people with their schedules, whether it's someone living in a different time zone in a different country where they just can't simply do 9 p.m., or maybe those later night streams don't fit their work schedule. And this allows people to get involved that don't normally. Now, of course, we don't have the biggest numbers on these streams in the stream, but the replay always doubles and triples and continues to grow based on the topics we talk about. So any way that you guys can help out this live stream, whether it is sharing, whether it is commenting, whether it is hitting the thumbs up, it is greatly appreciated. And if anybody is in the live and would like to be able to give some reminders throughout, that would be great. Now, this is a stream where it is just simply beard talk. My other live streams, we play games, we catch up on life, we talk about random tangents. We have 1 hour today where we nerd out on beard science and just beard information in general. So again, if that floats your guys' boat, please hit a thumbs up. And we are approaching less than 2,000 away from that 100,000 subscribers, less than 2% to get to our goal. So thank you guys for all the help. Early on, shout out to Miss Sofa, Kevin, Daniel, Frankie J, our sponsor, Johnnie Ray, Big Red, Toll Booth Willie. We have Matt, Abe, JB, Brian, Andrew, Tarek. We have so many friends in the chat. If you are here in live, feel free to drop a comment and get involved. And how the show works is we start off with some information on our sponsor. And then we have 3 set questions that I pull from you guys. Sometimes they come from Reddit. Sometimes I put up an Instagram story, and then you guys get to put your questions there. Today, they come from popular recent YouTube comments, meaning videos that I have that have lots of views, some near 500,000 views, and people leave comments and questions on those ones. And so we take them and we turn those into content here. And then the second half of the show is dedicated to you in the chat, your real-time questions. We will have about a half an hour of beard observations, beard questions, beard wonderings, and just overall beard conversations, which is greatly appreciated. Also, shout out to Ryan. We have Chelsea in the house. Hello, Veronica. Dennis is in here. And by the way, again, just 2 quick housekeeping items. 1, I will be live tonight for Beard Advice Live with my beautiful wife, 9 p.m. Eastern, if you guys would like to set a reminder. And then 2, I will be in San Antonio this weekend teaching the science of beards at the Barber and Beauty Premier Expo. So if anybody is in the industry or you know anyone in the industry that would like to attend those classes, give them a shout. I promise it is an incredible class and would love to see so many people there, and just spread the word. I don't get paid based on like anybody being there or anything like that, but I would just love to have as many people as possible. Hey, Alan, welcome. So far, I have starred, and again, shout out to everybody coming in here. I have starred Dennis's question, and I have also starred Alan's question. We will hit those at the question segment. And also something pretty cool, if you guys want to share where you're from, that would be really awesome, because this stream does pull in different time zones. If you don't feel comfortable with that, no worries at all. But we have a check-in from South Africa. We have a check-in from LA. How cool is that, man? And Yes, right here. Renee said, attended one of Dan's classes at an expo. 11 out of 10 recommend. Very insightful. Thank you. I love that. Northern Michigan for Alan. Awesome. My parents live in Northern Michigan. Connecticut, North Carolina. We have Sweden here. We have New Hampshire in the house. Very cool, you guys. And again, if you're just coming in, if you want to share where you guys are from, it's greatly appreciated just to show the diversity of this stream. And then if you want to share this out, there's likely a lot of people that would really enjoy this content, but they just don't know that we're live, or they just don't know me yet. So your simple Instagram story or Twitter tweet or your Facebook post could open their eyes to an experience like this. So I do appreciate that. And G King, I've starred your question as well. I do really appreciate that. And I'll hit this one real quick. I'm about to purchase from Volt. Do you have a link so you can earn credits? I do. I have a link and I have a discount code. The easiest way is if you just go to my link tree. I'll put a link in the chat. And that one has all of my direct links and all of my discount codes. But one specifically for Volt, I will grab that for you. And again, I have a discount that you can save some money on as well. But yeah, my link tree is in the description of every video. It's oftentimes pinned in the chat or pinned in the description, or pinned in the comment section. I apologize. But I will put a direct one in the chat as well. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And thank you for thinking of me, man. It's nothing I ever beg for or ask people to do, but it is greatly appreciated when they do keep that in mind. Abe, great question. Timely question. I have starred that one. And I think, great question. Okay. Got all of that. And guys, please, if you have questions, if you have observations, if you have struggles, put them in the chat. You can wait till the question segment, or I put them in any time and I'll star them. Oftentimes, you guys know this, when I start my videos, I acknowledge that oftentimes your questions, your observations lead to the video topics, the video titles. And I'll say things like, this has been a common question, or a friend of mine asked this. So please don't hold back, you guys. It is appreciated. And welcome in Weatherbeard and Christina and Jay. Awesome, guys. I appreciate everybody being in here so much. My parents are in Gladwin, Michigan. Yep. So they're, not the most northern, of course, but they're in Gladwin. So yes. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yep. So I will be with Beard Octane, and I will be, when I'm not teaching the class, I'll be at their booth, helping them sell and educate about their beard products. So yes, they will be sharing. The one thing with the Barber and Beauty Expo, the premier one, which we do in Orlando, we do San Antonio, they did Columbus, I didn't make that one, is you do have to be an industry professional to get a ticket. So you have to be a stylist, a beautician, a barber. So it can be a little bit more difficult. Maybe try to put like student on the site. I don't know. I don't know if there's any workarounds, but yeah, that's the deal. And we are on episode 40 of Beard Topics Live. Now, I fully acknowledge this is not a stream for everybody. This is not a laugh and crazy events and debates and hot topics and wild entertainment. This is just people who love positive vibes and are passionate about learning about beards. It also could be for people that love learning about skincare and hair care and just overall health, mental and physical. But it is more of an information stream, more of a really get down to the science of stream. And I love that. I appreciate that. And if you guys are here, I know that likely, hey, what's up, G? I know that likely resonates with you guys as well. All right, and Ryan, I've starred your question as well. What's up, P? Welcome on in, everybody. And we are, CMS Sofa, we are again on episode 40, random days, random times. I try to give a couple hours heads up when I can, just so you guys can kind of plan your lunch break or whatever, just to tune in, or at least put it on your, hey, David, put it on your to-do list to watch later. And if you are watching later or you're listening podcast style and you're not able to get involved in the chat, please consider just dropping a comment after you finish watching. Whether you want to share some reflection, whether you just want to check in and say, hey, man, I was watching. I really do appreciate that. And it's really cool to see who, number one, is enjoying the content. And then number two, who is supporting the channel. And so I'm a big believer in support those that support you. And speaking of that, someone who is always genuinely supporting the community would be Johnnie Ray. This is a company out of Michigan. Now, they are right near the border of southern Michigan, but still in Michigan, and they're owned by Nate and Hannah. And I do have to say, this probably should be a private comment that I send to Nate and Hannah, but I work with a lot of companies, and I work with a lot of husband and wife teams. And oftentimes I hear about the challenges of working with husband and wife teams, meaning they're around each other all day. There's a business on the line. It's stressful. There's arguments. There's disagreements. There's visions of this or that. There's the illusion of one person is doing more than the other. And it can be challenging, especially someone in my position that works with everybody, that tries to help these companies grow, tries to help these companies improve their products. One thing that came to mind, I was in the shower, Sam was getting ready, and literally had a full discussion on this. Hold on, while we got security cameras going off over here, let me peep what's going on out there. I was in a spot nobody should be. Oh, gotcha. But they are the epitome of better together. Nate and Hannah, the owners of this company, are better with the sum of their parts than they are individually. And Hannah is so amazing with websites and SEO and just like general game, just general instincts, general knowledge on just marketing, on the industry, on the market. And it's amazing. And kudos to Nate. I don't ever hear anything negative about working with Hannah. I don't talk to Hannah as much, so she's never said anything negative as well. And it's unbelievable how great of a pair they are. And today, literally, I use them as an example of what it takes to be a couple that has a company that they own together and work in it together. Oftentimes, it's much easier when it's just one person and then they don't have to have these discussions. With them working together, man, it is absolutely awesome. And JB says, Johnnie Ray, some crazy quality. And I've hung out with them more times than I can count, too. I know them in person as well, which is awesome. And Weatherbeard says, Johnnie Ray is my most used company outside of their own. I love that. And Brian says, Johnnie Ray airless pump oil is awesome for travel. I have 2 blends so I could rotate, plus the solid wash bar mustache wax. I was set for the week. I love that. Yep, I love that. That is awesome. Awesome, man. Okay. Hey, MG, welcome in, dude. Good to see you. And Nate says, y'all do not get Johnnie Ray without Hannah. It's a fact, man. Absolutely a fact. And then Adam says, Nate and Hannah are such great people. And I just wanted to throw that out there, that it's not common to have such a smoothly ran company. Or if it's not as smooth, they do a great job of not bringing that to me or to the public. I don't think that's the case. But either way, they're absolutely killing it. And so, yes. What's their price point? They have different prices for everything. If you are looking for a budget company, if you are looking for something that is the greatest deal in beard care, this is not for you. They are a company that has premium everything. And I do not throw that around lightly. You guys know that's not a phrase that I say often. Their bottles are premium. Their ingredients are premium. Look at the screen right now. Look at the carriers. If you're just listening podcast style, hemisqualane. Show me another beard product company that uses a carrier hemisqualane. Don't worry, I'll wait, because it doesn't exist unless they're trying to use inspiration. I won't say copy, but use inspiration from Johnnie Ray. And we have Mongo. I'm used to messing up these ones. I'm perfect. Monango oil, broccoli seed oil. I don't even know how to say some of these legitimately. Meadow foam, which is my favorite carrier oil in the entire industry. Cucumber seed. This company is pure premium across the board. So genuinely, if you're looking for the budget, if you're the one that reaches out and says, hey, I'm not in a good spot financially, I need the best budget possible, this is not it for you. However, if you like having quality and you want to try some of the best, this is it right here. And that's not marketing. That's not ad talk. That's just facts from my beard and my experience. And yeah, Bearded James, absolutely, man. But I mean, it's high quality. Exactly. And MG says, Johnnie Ray is just plain fantastic stuff. The Apex blend is next level. Also, Nate and Hannah feel more like friends to me now, and I've never met them. They truly value their customers. Facts. What up, G-Tone? Welcome. What's up, Derek? Welcome. Hopefully Hannah's not rocking a beard. Hey, if she is, to each their own. But I can confirm she does not have a beard, but she is brilliant when it comes to working with this. So their oils, they have 2 different blends. They have their Apex and their Legacy. Their Legacy is a very thin viscosity oil. It is the thinnest on the market that I use, but it doesn't always act thin, right? There's trade-offs with thin oils. It absorbs quickly, so you're not left with like a greasy, shiny beard. However, oftentimes the beard can dry out quicker or the beard can be more challenging to style. From the bottom of my heart, I do not get either of those symptoms from this thin viscosity oil. It's like the best of all worlds. And then they have their Apex blend, which is the same blend, but add bird oil as the majority oil. So you get the anti-inflammation ingredients. For me, I use the bird blend, the Apex blend at night, and I use the Legacy blend during the morning. And so it is absolutely awesome. Yep, so awesome. And if you guys are interested in trying this company, my link is pinned in the chat, also in the description, and your affiliate discount code is DanC10. So they are a premium company, but you do have savings with that DanC10 to save some 10% off. And one thing that I did want to highlight here, especially as we are getting into the fall, well, we're officially in the fall, right? And as we're getting into No Shave November and a lot of new beards coming along, they do have a great 3-step growth kit currently, and it is their Growth Stim Beard Oil, which I have helped develop in full disclosure, as I'm very proud of, not something to hide, something that I try not to be too braggadocious about. Pretty much every product that they have come out with in the last 2 years, I've had the ability to help in some way or another. Whether it is researching the Growth Stim Beard Oil together, whether it is testing new essential oil scents, whether it's just simply experiencing it and giving my feedback and helping with subtle adjustments, I'm very proud to work with them on this. And Phil would like to know if anybody in the chat has any thoughts on the Growth Stim oil. I use it. I love it. Am I addressing like a weak beard spot? No, but I figure if it helps wake up dormant hair follicles, even if I have a very thick and full beard, there might be some spots in there where there's a few little hairs that are a little bit sleepy. Maybe they're taking a nap and it doesn't hurt. Now, have I noticed some massive change in my beard? No, I haven't. But I know that is something that is scientifically good for the skin and the hair follicle. But if anybody has tried it personally, please feel free to let Phil know in the chat now, or if you watch in the future, leave a comment. So sincerely, thank you to Johnnie Ray for the sponsorship. They would have never, ever been like, Dan, say this much about our company. They didn't actually say anything to tell me about their company, but this is all just from me and my experience. What's up, Eric? Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our first set topic in question for Beard Topics Live. And it says, when to use each item in a day. Should we put everything one by one, or one in day and one in night? So great question. And of course, guys, given most questions out there, I do have videos on them. However, I never mind answering a question as if it was the first time I heard it. I will say though, if you get an answer in a live stream and you'd like to learn more, just simply search on YouTube, Dan C. Bearded, and then whatever the topic is, and I probably have a video that's related. And even more importantly, if I don't, message me. Say, hey, Dan, I was looking for this video and I didn't find one. Do you have a video on this? I can either direct you to the video with a direct link, or I'll put it on my ideas list, and at some point I will make it happen. If you're wondering something, there's a huge likelihood that someone else has that same wondering. And so if you guys find something that I have not covered, please let me know, and I will do my best to cover it. In this situation, you could look up Dan C. Bearded, order of beard products. Dan C. Bearded, how to apply beard products. Those types of questions will lead you to the correct spot. And we do have some real-time feedback from Adam V, and he says about the Growth Stim oil, it helped me in a few patchy spots. My chin stinks for growing, but it has made a few spots start to come in. There you go. There you go. I love that. So that is awesome. And yes, man, Eric E is going to be at the expo and is going to be one of our beard trim models for my class. So I'm super excited for that. Very, very excited. Hey, Corey. So let's address this question, hey, Steve, as if it was the first time I heard it. So when to use each item in a day? Should we use one by one? Should we use it at night? Here is my general, what's up, Bucky? Here is my general advice if somebody is new. Now, I do need to establish, when I give advice to you guys, it is simply a baseline. I give the advice based on what I've learned through researching, what I've learned through my personal experience, and what I've learned from hearing from tens of thousands of bearded men out there. So it's right here. You do need to factor in your personal variables and your personal preferences. Both of those matter. What are your personal variables? Do you have dry skin? Do you have oily skin? What color is your hair? Because that changes the structure of the hair. Do you have curly hair, straight hair, coarse hair, thin hair? Do you live in a humid climate, a dry climate? Do you like a preference of a shinier beard? Do you enjoy having more of a matte appearance? So there are always personal variables and personal preferences. I establish a baseline, and then you guys take it from there based on trial and error, based on just doing whatever the heck you want, because at the end of the day, it is your beard. I am not some guru. I am not some expert. I'm just a dude establishing a baseline from my point of view, and then hopefully you guys can take that and go where you would like with it. What's up, Doc? So I recommend washing your beard every single day and applying beard oil after every single shower. My routine is I wash my beard in the morning after the gym, and then I apply beard oil. That is all I use in the morning, except for every other day I follow beard wash with a conditioner. Now, conditioner is not necessary. It's not required, but if you experience beard tangles and beard snags, it can really genuinely help. Beyond that, at night, I rinse my beard because I washed in the morning, and then I apply beard oil and beard butter because I shower twice a day. If you don't shower at night, you can just simply get your beard damp and apply beard butter. Now, we do have some variables in there. Dan, what about beard balm? Absolutely. Dan, what about beard butter during the day? Absolutely. If you would like to do either of those, you would do damp beard in the morning, oil, wait 3 to 5 minutes, heat optional, and then you can follow the heat with a balm or butter. Dan, what about balm or butter before heat? Sure. I do not recommend balm or butter before a heated brush, though. If you're going to run a heated brush through a balm or buttered beard or a waxed beard, you are going to damage that brush, and I don't think you're going to get the best results, and you're going to be wasting product. So hopefully that helps out on that one. But that is what I'll do. Ooh, sweet, great question. I've starred that question as well. So yes, yep. So that would be the routine. If you or anybody listening right now wants to reach out and share your personal situation, meaning, Dan, I go to work, I go to the gym, I go to sleep at this point, and you would like some individualized feedback, I'm happy to do that. Have been doing that for over 7 years. Have never charged anyone a single penny. People oftentimes are like, dude, you should do like grooming consultations and charge people to like help them. No. I take pride in being able to help out everybody for free always. I've never charged for a video. I've never made you guys pay to watch a live stream. I've never made you pay to ask me questions or be on live streams. I believe that I can be fairly compensated in other avenues, genuine avenues, while giving all of this advice for free to every viewer and every consumer out there. And so I appreciate that. Cobra, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Okay. And hey, I love that. James says, thanks, Johnny Ray, for sponsoring this. Nice little change at work today, listening to this. Awesome. That makes me sincerely happy because I know what it's like working and then a video pops up that I enjoy watching. Like I'm a big fan of Kill Tony comedy. So on Tuesdays, I know my work day gets a little pep in my step because I get to listen to Kill Tony. So by you saying that, James, that really made my day, man. Thank you so much. And Cobra says, Dan always replies to every email and every comment. I do. I take pride in that. People can make all the judgments in the world about me, but I let my life and my resume speak for itself. Okay. Next one. I'm trying to find a video on when you should get your first shape up. Matt, great question. I've starred that question as well. And G-Tone said he's listening podcast style. Nice, dude. Nice. Okay. This is an unbelievably common question for new to caring beardsmen. Now, notice I didn't say new beardsmen. New to caring beardsmen, meaning guys who are new to caring for their beard and they're growing it and they're taking care of it. And it absolutely is an immediate question that guys have. When do I get my first shape up? Now, there is no one size fits all to this question. Absolutely does not exist. There is nothing in the world that says most guys should get their first shape up at 3 months. Most guys should trim their beard at 8 weeks. Most guys should do a full year and never touch their beard. This has absolutely everything to do with two things: your goals and your comfort level. That's it. If your goal is to get to the biggest beard possible in the shortest amount of time, your first shape up should not come for a very, very long time. If your goal is to have the best appearing beard throughout the journey of growing it out to a medium-sized beard, sure. After a month, get a little clean up the neckline a little bit, maybe trim some overachievers and stragglers. You can do it at 2 months, at 3 months. It just depends on your goals, and it depends. Hey, Sarge, I got your question started as well. It depends on your goals, and it depends on your comfort level. And there's a lot of people that do it too early and regret it. JB says, I shaped a lot in the first 2 years, regret it, let it fly. JB's goal is to have one of the biggest beards on planet Earth. I'm speaking for him there, but he wants a beard that's going to be below the belt buckle. He wants a beard that is, whoa, showstopper. Now, he's already there, right? The showstopper is checked already. But because of his goal being there, him shaping it the first couple of years was detrimental to that goal. So just know that if you're out there listening right now, there's a lot of guys that start to care for their beard, and they really, really, really start to get that itch, and they want an instant answer. They want the answer to say, trim at 3 months. And they're like, okay, because guys, we like instructions, right? So many guys that are in this community are freedom beards, aka veterans, and they were used to the military, following directions, boom, let me get it done. I'm a checklist guy. If you give me something to do, I'm putting it on the checklist, and I'm sure as heck going to get it done. That's just how I operate. So guys want that checklist. Trim beard at 3 months. But it doesn't necessarily work that way. And hey, True North. And so it is challenging to not have an answer here. But I would encourage you to do something like reach out to Beard Advice Live, which is my live stream tonight, entirely for free. You send in a couple of pictures of your beard and you write your question, and it's based on your goals, your challenges. So in this situation, say, hey man, I'm new to caring for my beard. I'm just wondering when I should get my shape up. My goal is to have a medium beard. Send in. The email is beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Beardadvicelive@gmail.com. And we can give you a non-cookie cutter answer. We can give you a non-generalized answer. We can specifically give you an answer based on your beard. And so absolutely. And love that, Veronica. I have starred your question, and we will get to that. Love that. Okay, our last set question before we get to the questions I have saved, and I actually have 12 of them already. And this show does end at 3 o'clock, you guys, so I will not be able to go beyond that one. That is a commitment I make to my wife and family, but it will be at that time, so I'll get as many questions in as I can. I'm usually really good at that pace, though. Third question that is set: what got you into beards? Also, how many times a day should you brush your beard? Great question. Now, I'd love to answer this one straight up. I started teaching, specifically started student teaching at 21 years old, and I was student teaching high school seniors. So I was teaching some kids that were 18 years old while I was 21 years old. Now, I'm a larger than average human. I'm 6'3", about 215, and I was back then too. I've kind of just stayed the same. And so I was never like small and blended in that way, but I wanted to appear older. I wanted to appear more separated from these students that were 3 years younger than me. I was always a fist bump guy. I never hugged students. I always had a rule like keeping that distance, and I wanted to have even more distance and have facial hair. So I started growing my beard at like really 21, 22 years old. And go figure, it's the same time I met my wife, Sam C. And as I was growing my beard, I would kind of keep it to a more short beard. It wasn't stubble, but it was a shorter beard. And early on one day, she said, hey, have you ever considered growing it longer? And I was like, man, I didn't think beautiful women like you liked longer beards. She goes, give it a shot. I think you'd like it. And from that day, we've been off to the races. So that's why I got into it. And then I got obsessed with it because that's just how my personality works. Back then, when this is 14 years ago, there were not quality beard products on the market. Actually, the year I really started growing my beard was the very first year of a beard product company, LLC, in the United States of America. I don't know if that sounds like it's destiny or fate or meant to be, but I started growing my beard literally in the year 2011, and the very first beard product LLC happened in 2011. I don't know if I've, even before this moment, ever put that together. My first year of teaching was in 2011. The very first ever beard product LLC was in 2011. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. And some of the bigger players in the game did not start until 2013. So when I started, there quite literally were not the options on the market. So I got into studying the history of oils and civilizations and how the Greeks used olive oil and how the Aborigines used bird oil and how the Vikings used whatever oil was available to them in the area that it had plants around them. And so it was, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. And then how many times a day should you brush your beard? I recommend combing and brushing twice a day, morning and night. Now, is your beard going to fall out if you sneak a few in during the day? No, I do it all the time. But you want to try to limit it, and I highly recommend trying to limit your combing and brushing to when your beard is damp and or has product in it. Combing and brushing a dry beard is not ideal. Now, Dan, my beard gets crazy. Dan, my beard's doing this or that. How do I handle it? I highly recommend this method. And if you're watching, tune into the video, please. Use the best available tools that aren't going to harm your beard, and they're very inexpensive, aka your hands. Use your hands. Please wash your hands. I am down here fresh out of the shower and haven't left my house. I'm clean. I'm good. Wash your hands, but use your hands to style and shake up the beard. All right? And again, massive shout out to Johnnie Ray for sponsoring today's show. Okay, we're going to hit the questions from the chat. And Dennis says, hey, Dan, can you recommend a butter similar to Live Bearded that has a good hold? So I don't prefer the tackier or firmer butters. So it's not something that is huge into my rotation as far as those types of butters. I would say look more towards something like a medium hold balm, or as Nate from Johnnie Ray says in the chat, 8-bit. They have a butter that has a little bit more of a tack to it. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's anywhere near the level of Live Bearded. That's pretty dang tacky. But I would say look for like a medium hold balm, something such as like a Beard Octane balm or a Dr. Nick's balm. Those are going to be kind of softer on the balms. But if you're looking for that butter, yeah, I think Nate has a really good recommendation with 8-bit and the great owner, Sean. Alan says, struggling to trim my mustache. Tips? Alan, I highly recommend after the stream, and you can message me if you need any help. I highly recommend looking up Dancy Bearded Lazy Walrus Trim. Now, I know that sounds wild, but I have named my mustache style a Lazy Walrus. Why? Because a walrus is a big mustache that falls right down over the mouth. Actually, Corey from Weatherbeard's going for it right now. I can't handle all that. And so I'm lazy, and I really mean that. And so I do a version of the walrus where it's a full mustache, but I sweep it off to the side. And there is a specific way that I trim for that style. So I would look that up. Essentially, Alan, what I do is I trim along the lip line and I leave the body in the rest of the mustache. So Lazy Walrus mustache trim. Look that up. Oh, G King. Yep, got you, man. Thank you again, G. Abe says, I'm struggling with humidity. Not sure what to do. Absolutely, dude. Thankfully, in Michigan, we're kind of getting away from the humidity and we're going more into dry season, even though fall will still be pretty humid and moist out. You have two different versions that you can do, and I'll tell you which one afterwards I have been leaning into. With humidity, essentially it's going to make your beard frizzier, right? We get water molecules that attach themselves to the beard, which weigh them down, which you think would help like pull and have gravity. No, when your hair gets heavy with moisture, it actually goes back towards your face. And instead of having more straight hairs, you get more kind of crinkly cut fries where it just kind of poofs out and shortens the beard. It can look like you're losing length. For me, I embrace it. I said I was going to tell you afterwards. I lied. I didn't lie. I had a mistake. I embrace it. I allow the humidity to happen. I embrace the poof, the volume, the girth, you might say, to the beard, and I just rock with it. I go oil only. When it is humid, I really go thin to medium thin, and that's it. I don't rock a medium thick oil at all. I never rock thick oils, and I don't try to fight the humidity because Mother Nature's always going to win. So I try to adjust my styling. I don't use as much heat. I try to adjust with my hands throughout the day, and I really lean into the humidity. Now, others fight it. Others say, I'm going to over straighten, knowing the second I go outside, it's going to puff up and it'll kind of go back to the middle. That's a great strategy. Others will say, I want a firm hold balm, which Johnnie Ray has a very firm hold balm in the best way possible. And they want to physically lock in that style and battle humidity. That can work. That's just not my style. I don't like the feel of that weight. I don't like the look of that. And I have a longer beard. If you have a shorter beard, that can be pulled off really well. Yep, that can be pulled off really well on that one. Okay. Couple questions here. Here's a quick one from Dave. Is Dead Man's Oil thin or thicker? It is a straight up medium, Dave. Good to see you, man. Straight up medium viscosity. Okay. Ryan says, anything I can do to elevate my beard? I use Dr. Nick's products. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. I want it to be softer. Ryan, this would be a question for Beard Advice Live. We would need some more variables. Let us know your diet. Let us know your exercise. What's your water intake like? What's your routine? Are you washing daily? Send in an email to beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Include a couple pictures of your beard, and then let us know what you're doing for your beard. And we, myself, Sam C, and the community can see what we think you can do to improve it, right? If that's what you're asking. Hey, Jacob. And so send it to the show without more information, like a picture or more information, like what you're doing with your beard. Other than that, it would be hard to give really relevant info. All right. And guys, great questions. I am starring them as they come in, and we have until 3:00 today. All right. Tarek says, sir, I have dead skin under my beard. Should I remove them with my hands or leave them? Do not remove it with your hands and do not leave them. Tarek, please, after this, search on YouTube, Dan C. Bearded Exfoliate, and that's really going to help you out. Dead skin should not be happening. It is something that you can prevent, and it is something that you can treat, and you do not need dandruff shampoo. You do not need an ointment. You just need a couple of things, and it's very, very almost foolproof. Like genuinely, there's a lot of stuff. You guys will hear me and say it's subjective. You'll hear me say personal variables. This is one that just works. Number one, drink enough water during the day and remain hydrated. Obviously, balance your electrolytes and stay healthy, all of that stuff. Stay hydrated. Number two, in the shower every single day, exfoliate. You can gently exfoliate with something like a shampoo scrubber or a shower scrubber. That works. Or what I recommend is a carbon fiber comb in the shower every single day, gently but with some pressure, raking your face. What that's going to do is it's going to break up those dead skin cells. It's also going to promote blood flow to the surface. It's also going to release oxytocin, which is the happy chemical, and all of that benefits you. And then after you exfoliate, you're going to wash with a quality daily gentle wash. So you broke up all those dead skin cells, and then you're getting rid of them with wash and lather and bubbles. And then out of the shower, use the right amount of the right quality beard oil for you. Exfoliate, wash, and then use a quality oil. As long as you stay hydrated, I guarantee you will no longer have issues with dead skin cells. It just simply works. Thank you, Jacob. My good friend said, y'all submit your pictures and concerns. Dan helped my beard journey. I love to hear that, man. Love to hear that. That is awesome. Okay. Great questions, guys. We're running through these. We got about 21 minutes left. And if you're watching on replay, please get involved in the comments. Keith says, Dan C., what is considered too long of a wait time to use heated brush after washing and applying oil? So I don't recommend using heat on a beard more than 10 minutes after it being damp or having products applied. I really wish people would stay within 3 to 5 minutes. That's pretty much the accepted time range that I've found from my experience, you guys' experience, but also the research behind it. But anything more than 10 minutes, that product's going to be nearly fully absorbed. The water is going to be really kind of settling by that point, and you're starting to lose the protection that the damp beard and the oil offers. So don't go more than 10 minutes, but 3 to 5 is ideal. All right, the one Swede dude said, what's the difference between hemisqualane and olive squalane? Love this question. Straight up answer. Hemisqualane is half the molecular weight of olive squalane. It is the same oil, but imagine removing half of the weight from it. And the reason why is when you make it lighter, it's faster absorbing. It just has some magical properties of going into deeper layers of penetrating through the skin transdermally. So yeah, it's just simply half the molecular weight. Hemi, like hemisphere, half hemi, yep. And then Johnnie Ray's is derived from sugarcane, yes. And that is a differentiating. And squalene, that you have, where you say olive, squalene oil can come from many different sources, including olive, including the sugarcane. It also used to come from sharks. We don't do that anymore, but squalene can come from many different sources. The hemisqualane that Nate and Johnnie Ray uses comes from sugarcane. And he does have a good graphic of that as well on their Instagram if you guys ever check that out. And Matt says, I shower at night, so I apply oil and butter at night. In the morning, I rinse the beard in the sink, apply oil, style with butter. Does that sound right? Spot on, my dude. I would not adjust a thing there. You're killing it, Matt. Sarge, I have a red-gray beard. I oil then style with heat. Oil takes a while to soak in, so I wait a couple of hours to butter. Disadvantages? None. Sarge, as long as you are applying that butter and when the beard is damp, just get the beard a little bit of a spritz, a little bit of a splash, get it damp so the product can spread easily and evenly. Zero disadvantages there, sir. You're doing entirely fine on that one. Yep, absolutely. Okay. And Vegas says, please do one of your regular shows on blow dryers. I do. I got tons of them. Vegas, just look up Dancy Bearded Blow Dryer. Look up Dancy Bearded Heat. Look up Dancy Bearded Heat Routine. Dancy Bearded Morning Routine. I've got a lot where I demonstrate. I go over information. I have reviews of them. I currently use a cheap knockoff one from Amazon called Co-Share because it keeps me not being fancy, and I like to not be fancy. Speaking of fancy, hello, Mircha. He said we got a stream happening. The sun's up. That's right. That's right. All right, Veronica, love this question. Thank you so much. She says, No Shave November is quickly approaching. What would be your advice to give guys that are not usually bearded? Love this. So this is our prime time season. Whether you're a beard content creator, whether you're a beard company, or whether you're a beard enthusiast, this is your time to shine. People are going to come to you with questions. People are going to come to you looking for advice. And here is what I would give as your advice. Number one, from the bottom of my heart, I would tell them to check out the Dancy Bearded YouTube channel. I really believe this community. I believe the live streams. I believe my videos make bearding fun, make bearding acceptable, right? Where it's not, people oftentimes think caring for yourself as a man is like girly or it's not like a trait that we should have. And then you can see like, whoa, okay, there's some cool dudes in here. Man, there's leather workers. There's guys that are like tough, really awesome dudes that are caring for their beard. Okay, so it makes it acceptable and it makes the journey easier. As I said, we as guys like instructions. And most of us do not ever grow up with a person telling us how to care for ourselves outside of maybe they tell you how to apply deodorant and maybe they teach you how to shave. I don't know many guys that ever grew up with a dad, at least right now, that said, hey man, you got to get into beard wash. You got to get into beard oil. Did you know about the follicle? Did you know to stay hydrated for your beard? It just didn't happen. And so when you direct them to the channel, it lets them get the information that they want and they don't feel like they have to ask people. Now, aside from that, what advice would I give? Kind of two parts. First part is care for it Beard oil and beard wash are by far the most important products. It's easy to get lost in a sea of beard products. Beard oil, butter, balm, wash, conditioner, wax, jelly, gel, pomade, cream, serum. Whoa. Cornucopia of possible things you could use on your beard. And it's easy to see all of those and then walk in the other direction. Beard oil and beard wash are the two necessary items for a healthy, thriving beard for almost everybody. And then there's a bunch of cool tools out there to help in your individual situations. And then beyond that, I would tell them to enjoy it and grow the beard for yourself. Men don't like to tell you this, but most men are insecure with trying new things, especially when it comes to their appearance. Most guys dress the same way for their whole adult life. Why? Because if they try something new, guess what people do? They make comments because that's how they bond over talking about men. Oftentimes, if we can be real, we have safeguards up when we talk about women, right? If women try something new, most guys are not going to take a jab and be like, oh my God, what is that dress? What are you wearing? Oh, what's this new? Who's this girl? Like, we just don't do that. There's much more, air quotes, respect. Think about the guys in your life. If they try facial hair or if they switch up their style, you ever had a guy wear a cowboy hat for the first time? I know somebody. What do all people, men, women, and children do in that situation? They throw a little jab because we've established as society that's okay to treat men like that when deep down, most guys are insecure trying new things. And that includes facial hair. So when they start growing facial hair, how many people say to them, oh, barbershop's closed? What's that dirt on your face? Did you forget your razor? And it makes them not want to grow the beard. So the advice that I would give to them is embrace it. Understand that what grows on your face is natural, right? Oftentimes people compare growing beards to makeup. No, not at all. Makeup is not natural. Makeup is not something that intrinsically comes if you just stop shaving or stop doing things. A beard grows naturally. This is how men were intended to look. So tell them to lean into that. Tell them to enjoy that. Right? That would be my biggest advice. Enjoy the journey for yourself and then care for it with things like oil and wash. And so, yeah, and you get people calling you ZZ Top. You get all these comments, but it just is exclusively to men. And so it can be frustrating for sure. Amir just said it's true. It's why I don't wear any of the many hats I have. People don't know me as a hat guy. And the transition to be a hat guy is hair. Yes. I started wearing a cowboy hat literally 1 year ago, like today. I had a memory pop up. Do you know how many comments I get about that? How many negative comments? Luckily, I am confident and I don't care, and I actually enjoy the negative comments. I saw some today, some comments about me, and it was funny coming from the source. And all I thought was, oh, Big Bag Dan. I enjoy them. I'm a weird freak of nature, and I enjoy those things. But many people don't. And when they have those comments, they just stay away from it. So tell them to enjoy the journey. That's big. Corey says, I don't know how to word this question, so hopefully you'll understand. Brain health and the state of your beard. I'm on day 7 of a concussion, and this whole week my beard has felt and looked awful, in my opinion. Interesting. And thank you guys for the kind words. Interesting. I don't know enough to speak about brain health and the impact on a beard. I do know a couple of things. Mental health, which I do believe is different than brain health, right? You're talking about brain health as in you had something physically happen to your brain. Now the health is less right now because of a concussion. I do know mental health has a great impact on the beard. If you are down, if you are stressed, it will damage your beard. If you are up and you're positive and you're delightful and you're in a great mood, it does help your beard. That is proven. We can go into, like I said, the oxytocin. We can go into the fight or flight response to stress and what that does to the nutrients getting delivered to your follicles. Something like a concussion, I'm not sure on. And my gut would say our beard is an indicator of our health. And the indicator of our health is our skin, our hair, and our nails. If somebody is having dry and brittle skin and nails and hair, they likely are dehydrated or there's some health problem going on. So if your brain is not at optimal health, I would imagine it is going to impact your beard. But I will say, as that brain health comes back, right, we know we recover from concussions, the beard health will come with it. So I would not worry about it. Corey, I would focus on that rest, relaxation, and getting better, and the beard will come with it. Nick says, got Dr. Nick's growth stimulator. Love it, but should it be my primary oil or should I pick up a bottle of their normal oil? Also love rosemary, peppermint rosemary. Any scents from other companies? Yes, dude, of course. So Nick, I would recommend in your situation, use the growth oil at night and then use the normal oil during the day. Dr. Nick's does have a peppermint rosemary essential oil, normal oil, perfect combo. With Johnnie Ray, I would highly recommend Grand Blanc and or Frankenmuth. Both of those are in those same realm. And Nick, you're in luck with this channel because that's the exact type of scent profile that I enjoy. So Nick, I would grab their stem oil for night and then during the day, rotate between Dr. Nick's peppermint rosemary and then also Johnnie Ray, Grand Blanc, and or Frankenmuth. And that gives you 2 different carrier oil blends and 2 different viscosities, actually 3 if you include the growth oil. And that's going to help you avoid the plateau effect and really benefit your beard. That is like an all-star lineup right there, dude. Matt says, how long does it take for biotin and collagen to take until you start noticing any differences? So by scientific terms, they would say 90 days. On something like a water-soluble vitamin, such as B7, which is biotin, 90 days is kind of the industry threshold. However, I would generally say you're going to notice quicker. And that would be the first thing you're going to notice when biotin and collagen is working is your nails, specifically biotin. You're going to realize the white of your nails are showing more, and you have to cut your nails more. Now, not everybody knows this, but our nails and our hair are made of the exact same thing. It's called keratin. And when you take biotin, you're likely going to increase your keratin rate of growth. And as that happens, your nails are growing faster. If your nails are growing faster, your hair is growing faster. Now, a lot of times people don't want to believe that. And a lot of times people get frustrated because they feel like their beard has stalled and it's not growing. If your nails are growing faster, almost always, we have exceptions to every rule, your hair is growing faster as well. And so I noticed way quicker when I switched from a garbage drugstore brand of biotin. I didn't notice any results. I was actually frustrated. I was working on a video to call it a scam. And then I tried a quality US lab made biotin, not from China, not in a shipping container for months and months and months. I noticed within just a couple of weeks. Yep, just in a couple of weeks for me, I noticed. Flamethrower says, is it okay to swim in a chlorinated pool back-to-back? For instance, about an hour on Friday. Yeah, dude, exactly. In Flamethrower, if you have not watched my video from yesterday, please do. I literally go over this topic. I don't want to say more on it because it's a really good video and it's a message that many people need to hear. If you haven't checked out my video from yesterday, it's something that if you care about your beard, you need to hear it specifically. My video yesterday is not necessarily for new beardsmen. It's not necessarily for guys that are learning about the order of products. It is for you, Flamethrower. So check that video out. All right, Shedwell says, what food should I eat for a healthy beard? This is the million-dollar question. I am not a dietitian. I do not know enough to say any specifics here, but I will give you my take. The healthier you are, the better your beard will be. Everyone has a different equation on how they get to their optimal health, and I don't know the right answer. For some people, it seems like the carnivore diet. For some people, they swear by being a vegan. For some people, they like balance. They like more protein. They like more fat. I don't know. I personally believe everybody is different based on their ancestors, their genetics, and then also what is available around them. I think all of that shapes our dietary needs. What should you eat? Well, things packed with protein are great for beards. Things packed with biotin are great for beards. So something like the ultimate food for a beard is probably beef liver. Eggs are amazing. Things like avocados are amazing. Those are things that you can really focus on. But in general, the healthier you eat for yourself, the better your beard will be. Cobra says, Dan, you've helped me embrace my beard, good days and bad, flaws and all. I have a dense beard, but we all have our challenges, our challenging days where our beards drive us nuts. You've helped me get through it. I'm happy to hear that, man. I try to work on the psychological side of this as much as I do the scientific and the physical side. Do you blow dry your beard at all? I blow dry my beard every single day, Vegas. Yep. feel free to look up Dancy Bearded Morning Routine, and it goes through and shows my routine. I blow dried my beard probably 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, maybe. Yeah. Phil says, will Johnnie's balm help keep my style even when it's a bit breezy and I have a split fork? Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Give it a shot. They have a firm balm. It will help style there. Yeah. No doubt about that. All right, guys. And we have about 5 minutes left here. I will grab as many of these questions as I can, working our way down. And then if I do not address your question today, please reach out to me. I take pride in getting back to everybody always. Slash says, my new nighttime routine is giving me the eye gunk mornings. Any idea that I can keep my beard healthy without morning after effects? I have kind of a related video coming soon, Slash. If that's happening, there's only one of two possibilities. One, you're using too much product. I have a strong likelihood that that is the cause. Two, you have a mild allergy to whatever you're using. Eye gunk allergy, I'm not sure how that would correlate, but it is possible. The body's a weird, wild thing. But I have a feeling you are using too much product. And if you're not using a silk or satin pillowcase, make that switch as soon as you can. Cotton products, skin, hair in general, cotton's so bad for that. Try a silk or satin pillowcase if you can. Yep, that would be a really nice game changer for you. And Jacob says, public service announcement. Dan is at 98K. Let's get him to 100K. Thank you, man. It's one of the biggest goals I've had in my professional and hobby life ever. And so it would be appreciated, any help that you guys can give. Okay. I appreciate that. And Cobra says, any new beardsmen should follow and watch your videos, Dan. There are no other source that has helped beardsmen more than you that I know. Encyclopedia. Thank you. There's some great dudes making content, some dudes that made it long before me, but I am proud of the content I put out there. So again, thank you guys. Iceberg, should you only use beard wash, conditioner, oil, balm from one brand, or can you, dude, switch it up? I highly encourage you mixing and matching with multiple brands. However, if it works for you and you're one of the guys that are like, I can't try new things because when I go to the restaurant, I get the same thing every time because I fear of missing out and losing money, one brand is fine too. You might experience a plateau effect, but it's not anything harmful. But I would recommend switching it up if you can. It is an awesome, awesome thing for your beard. Yep, absolutely. A Japanese study says blow drying beard is better than air dry. I actually have a video on that. Vegas, search on YouTube. Again, right now or after the stream. Heat is healthier, Dancy Bearded. I highlight that. You're right. There is a study that shows it's healthier than air drying, but everybody wants to scream heat kills your beard. Why? Because humans are predisposed to regurgitate things that we hear that make sense, and then you want to seem important by sharing that information. Oh, don't do this. This is when the science actually is real. That's full out study. G-Man says, my beard feels a little stiff, crunchy after blow drying and straightening. Is that normal? It could be a situation where we have different experiences with that terms, right? What is stiff and crunchy to you could be just normal to me. But no, I would not describe my beard stiff and crunchy after blow drying or straightening at all. My beard is very soft and still feels like oiled. It could be that you didn't use enough oil before straightening. It could be that your beard was not damp enough when you applied the oil, or you waited too long and it got dry, or you used heat that was too hot, or you left it on for too long. There's a couple of variables there, but no, I would say that that's not the case. G-Man, if you want to reach out with any other like little tidbits or variables, I would be happy to help out. Mircha, I find that my beard hairs will transition from their normal black wiry state to something closer to brittle red on the same hair. I get split ends where they swap. What's the deal? Interesting. So the dark hair and then the color changes. Is it changing closer to the source? So in general, the red beard is the precursor to going gray, white, silver. When you do make that transition, you are losing the outer layer of protection on that hair and the hair fiber. So it could just simply be that you are transitioning from a hair texture that is more protected, that is more air quotes healthier, into something that you're just going to have to learn to adjust to. And what causes that? Age, stress are the two main factors. Keep me posted, Mircha. Reach out and keep me posted on that because that's very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. See you, Jacob. All right, Marcus says, I use a gentle face wash daily and Honest Amish pure beard oil. I'm thinking of adding beard butter in my routine. What would you recommend? Yeah, try the Johnnie Ray butter. I helped develop it. But the face wash, that worries me. You want to use a beard wash, not a face wash if you have facial hair. Entirely different environments. The pH of a face wash is usually going to be more aggressive than a beard wash. Look for a quality daily gentle beard wash. Do you ever mix different oil and butter scents? Oh, yeah. So, for example, I really enjoy, the first thing that came to mind is Positive Charge by Beard Octane, and then the Grower by Fable Beard Co. I'll go with like the Grower oil, and then I'll go Positive Charge butter. It's a really nice like explosion of scents. Yeah, really nice. Matt says, my beard always feels smoother after using heat. Same here. So, no, I don't have that same experience. Awesome, you guys. What beautiful timing. Hey, Holly, and I'm just ending. We answered every question that was in the stream literally on time. I told you guys I'm pretty good at that pacing, so I do appreciate that. And if anybody would like to send in to Beard Advice Live, we will see Holly from Beard Octane there tonight because they are sponsoring. I will get back to everybody. Thank you guys for watching. A special thank you to Johnnie Ray for sponsoring this episode today. Thank you guys for watching. You know how to get a hold of me. It's in the description of every video. Instagram or email is preferred. My name is Dan C. Bearded. Please stay bearded.